I bought this screen a couple weeks ago because my older screen had finally kicked the bucket. It's just wasn't doing so well. It was 13 years old, and it was kind of small, I guess. So I decided to upgrade and get something that actually suited my needs. So this is a Samsung 27-inch curved monitor. The serial number you can see there, C27F396FHN. Now that's an important number to keep in mind when you're looking for this, because this one here specifically is an IPS panel. They do offer this exact screen with a VA panel, which is important because they are different technologies and they will give you different viewing experiences. So when you are looking, if you decide to get this monitor, make sure you look up this serial number here, this product number, and use that when you're searching, rather than just the other generalization around it, because the VA panel does have the same naming conventions. Other than that, it's a 27-inch, like I said, curved screen, so that's great. We'll just quickly pour over some of the specs here. It's not a gaming monitor. It's primarily for, I guess, productivity, but I played games on it. It looks fine. It's a 16:9 aspect ratio, so I guess standard. 3000:1 contrast ratio, so nothing fancy. 1080p at 60 hertz, so again, pretty standard. It doesn't have a lot of I/O. I don't know where it says here, but there's one HDMI port out, VGA out, and a headphone out. No speakers, so pretty basic. I guess the focus here for this screen is the quality of the image at 1080p and color reproduction. So this one here, like I said, is it's 1080p at 27 inches. So you're not going to be getting 4K. I have a 4K video here, but I just wanted to get the color out of it. So my impressions so far are the curved nature of the screen at 27 inches is not critical. If you have an ultra wide monitor, or something bigger than this, the curved screen can be really nice because on those edges, the periphery, you're almost looking at it on an angle. It is an IPS screen, so the viewing angles are relatively irrelevant because you can move to the side and still see the screen, which I'm going to do right now. This is not a perfectly black room, but you get an idea. Its viewing angles are perfect. It doesn't have distortion at all. Samsung does make or does sell good screens. I'm not sure if they actually make the panels, but when you buy them, they're good. I've had a few Samsung products in the past. Actually, I've had 3 Samsung monitors actually in the past over the years, and actually have a Samsung TV. So I guess I am a fanboy. I didn't realize that. But generally, I just find their products are good, and I like them, and I don't have problems with them. So, yeah. In terms of color reproduction, I will play this video as I ramble on, so you can kind of see what's going on. It's just some, oh, it's by Sony, look at that. And I'm going to be showing it on a Samsung. Is that some kind of blasphemy? But yeah, it looks really good. I'd say that the upside to the screen is color. It has really beautiful color reproduction. I think I read 95% RGB, might have been 100, but you can look into it yourself, but it's really good. The colors are excellent. I do YouTube obviously, but it's not, I'm not a pro or anything, but I do some cartography work and mapping and that, so colors are actually very important for me. I need to have good color accuracy, because when I put that product out and someone has a different screen that maybe has better color accuracy, my product may look like crap. So yeah, so that's important. Viewing angles again aren't critical for me at this size, but it is what it is. So as for the resolution, I personally think that 1440p is the sweet spot, at least right now. It gives you really good resolution. You get a lot of space on the screen. It doesn't totally tax your graphics card if you don't have like a really high-end graphics card. The problem with 1440p is the monitors are actually really expensive. So 1440p monitors tend to be in some cases more expensive than 4K, and that's because a lot of the time the 4K are focused on just productivity, whereas the 1440p monitors are focused on gaming. So they have the highest specs. So you're getting 240 hertz, 100% color accuracy. You're getting all these other features as well. FreeSync, G-Sync, all these things built into it. So if you just want to go out and grab a 1440p productivity monitor, they exist, but there's less of them, and you're often looking at much more prohibitive prices. So I decided to go on this one, 1080p. I thought it would be fine at 27 inches, and it is. 27 inches, I would say, is the cutoff really for 1080p. I guess it depends on how good your vision is. But you know, when you start to get higher than 27 inches, it gets to the point where, you know, the font just doesn't look good anymore. Again, I'm recording on a screen, recording the screen on an iPhone, but you know, it gets to the point where the font just doesn't look great anymore. This is kind of, I would say, the cutoff here, where if you go up any higher than this, the text is going to start looking blurry. No problems so far with me. It looks kind of washed out, but it's quite bright and white on my screen, to my eyes, sorry. But yeah, I would say, you know, if you want to save a few dollars, you can definitely get the 1080p if you're going at 27 inches. I would not go any larger. Personally, you know, if you can find a good deal on 1440p at this size, if you do a lot of productivity stuff, it is superior. You know, like I find with like with our SPSS, you know, ArcGIS Pro, which is what I use, sometimes the scaling doesn't work well, and you know, you can't necessarily scale the actual software interface even if you try to do it in Windows. And so what happens is you get these large blown up areas and you're just losing a lot of workspace. So personally, I would lean at this size probably towards 1440p, but this is fine for my needs, I guess. So yeah, that's something to consider. Okay, and I just opened up the windows. It's a moderately bright day out, not sunny, but it's bright enough, just so you guys can see the you know, how it looks with lights on and everything. So it doesn't look washed out. You don't get a lot of glare because it's a matte screen and it's curved, so there really is no glare. So you know, even in a bright working environment, it's actually great. I guess the brightness of the screen is not problematic. I have times where the sun is really blaring in the window here because you know, I face to the south and I'm in the northern hemisphere. And even with the sun on the screen or in the area, I can see it totally fine. So in terms of productivity, would I recommend this? Yes, it's a good screen. In terms of gaming, you know, if you have a lower end machine that can't push 1440p anyways, which is a lot of people, yeah, this is great. This is actually a really good buy for gaming at that resolution, 1080p. If you're looking at something, you know, that it's going to hold up to gaming, especially in the future, if you're potentially getting a new machine with a high-end graphics card, you're going to want to get a higher resolution screen like 1440p or 4K. Like I said, 1440p is kind of the sweet spot for, in my opinion, at least. Yeah, that's basically the quick review. I'll just pop into just a moment of gaming here so you can see what it looks like with 60 hertz refresh. Again, recorded on my iPhone, but we'll have a look. Before we jump into any gaming though, I just wanted to quickly show what I mean with resolution. You know, it's hard to pick up on an iPhone, but there definitely is, you know, some degree of lack of clarity on the text, even in just Windows font. You know, you can, if you're sitting back, you can't tell, but I guess, I don't know, I have my glasses on and I can see pretty well with them on, obviously. And even from back here, you know, I can really see that, you know, the font is not super crisp, but you know, that may not matter to you. It's fine. Yeah, so there you go. There's the monitor. I just wanted to kick back and so you can see it has a footprint. The footprint actually does extend out quite a bit past the edge of the screen, but it is pretty sturdy. The only thing that I did notice is there is a little bit of wobble to it. So you see that? And if I move the desk, there's a lot of like extra wobble that happens on the screen. So, and it is tight and everything. So there's definitely a bit of wobble on the screen back here, which actually can be annoying if you have a desk that does move a little bit. You know, you get even a little bit of wobble on the edges. It's kind of annoying. So that's, I'd say, the major drawback of this. The only real major drawback. Everything else is fine, but they do need to work on the base there. That's just, you know, it's annoying in general. Here we are back into some game footage. I decided to do this with the lights on and the window open so that you can see what the screen looks like in that case. You know, just to see that it still looks good. Again, it's washed out on my iPhone a bit. In person it does look better, but no glare at all. Absolutely no glare. I'm running this on a Zephyrus G15 with 2060, RTX 2060 and a 4800 HS, so you can see that the machine is more than capable of this game. Yeah, so there's no tearing or anything. Again, it's a decent graphics card. Sorry if you're getting motion sick, but it looks great. You know? I'm gonna die here, but I haven't played this game in a while, so I don't even know the context of where I am. But oh, that's my person. Now we'll cut back. I closed the window. It's not super dark in here, but I closed the window and turned off the light so you can have a look again. And it looks obviously a lot richer with the lights off. In person, it looked fine either way. Basically the same, but yeah.